Hi, we are Old Diapers. I'm Ami Takamatsu, the CEO of the company. The product we propose, Greening, is the first eco-friendly adult diaper in history made from tobacco plants.
The Health China 2030 program mandates for adult smoking rate to be reduced to 20% by 2030. And as you can see from this graph, the smoking rate is decreasing and we can expect a further decrease until 2030. In addition, due to China's tobacco monopoly, there are smallholder tobacco farmers in China suffering economically from its inability to partner with the monopolist company. As of 2018, the adult smoking rate in Japan was 17.8%, which was the lowest recorded rate. Japanese tobacco farmers are also suffering from the decrease in smoking rate. Another problem is that the production of diapers is detrimental to the environment due to its paper composition and the way of disposal. During disposal, carbon dioxide and other pollutants are emitted from the incineration of plastic and superabsorbent gel substance. More than 95% of tobacco stems end up in landfills or incineration, contributing to a severe waste of resources and environmental problems. To solve these issues of tobacco farmers and the environmental issues faced by traditional diapers, we propose Greening.
Hello, my name is Suzuki Takahashi. I'm the R&D manager and I'll be explaining about our product. Greening is a disposable and biodegradable adult diaper made out of tobacco leaves. The utilization of the latest technology allowing us to make our product 90% organic. We use both tobacco leaves and stem, therefore minimizing the waste produced during the manufacturing process, making our product eco-friendly. Greening has 6 size variations that are all unisex. There are pull-ups intended for daytime use as they absorb 450 milliliters, which is 3 times of urination. The product comes with 14 diapers and 4 extra absorbent layers for the nighttime use, with the addition of extra absorbent layers. Greening allows customers to use the same diapers for a longer time just with the replacement of the absorbent layer, reducing the number of times they change their diaper and even decreasing the amount of waste. We believe that Greening's distinct features as well as a strong partnership with smallholder farmers will make our business successful. Due to the increased environmental consciousness, eco-friendly products are now more valued. While the competitors utilize polyethylene and polypropylene, which are highly toxic when decomposing, Greening is made from tobacco leaves, making it biodegradable, which will appeal to environmentally conscious adults. Furthermore, Greening alleviates skin problems and health issues caused by wearing traditional inorganic diapers. The antibacterial effects of tobacco leaves prevent growth of bacteria and therefore keep diapers more hygienic and skin-friendly. Greening diapers is generally divided into 3 layers. The first layer is the surface layer, which will be in contact with the user's skin. The texture will be soft and fluffy. In order for the absorbed substance to not resurface, the bottom of the surface layer will have a coating of tobacco oil. The second layer is the absorbent layer, in which the substance will be held in. Within this layer, there are another 3 parts: the one-way permeable layer, the absorbent, and the impermeable layer. Greening will use CHCAUR as the absorbent in order to maintain its biodegradable stance. The one-way permeable layer will allow liquids to pass through, but not for it to leak out, once again with the use of tobacco oil. The impermeable layer is based on the idea of biphospholipid layer, in which it will not allow substance to pass or to leak. The overall last layer is a hydrophobic layer, which will be made durable with an addition of tobacco leaves and stem fibers.
Next, I'll be talking about potential external factors.
One of the potential threats of Greening is the future competitors selling similar eco-friendly diapers. However, with the acquisition of a patent on our tobacco leaves processing technology, we prevent any possible imitation of tobacco usages in incontinence products.
Doing so will allow Old Diapers to monopolize and sustain tobacco diapers market and to continue developing our products in the future.
In case of natural disasters, Greening factories will keep in stored tobacco leaves. It will be assumed that natural disasters will not be as frequent, and therefore throughout the year, tobacco leaves will be slowly kept in stock for extra purposes.
Hi, I'm Marika Kishino, the Finance Manager of Old Diapers. I'll be explaining about the finance plan of Greening. Greening will be sold at supermarkets and the online stores at $21 per box, containing 14 diapers and 4 extra absorbent layers, and through monthly subscriptions by partnering with nursing homes at a slightly cheaper price, $1.3 per diaper.
Partnering up with nursing homes will ensure constant demand and stable revenue, making our business sustainable.
Taking into account that we will pay 8% of our profits to tobacco farmers, we will reach the break-even point by the 2nd year and have around $800,000 in profits by the end of the 5th year.
Hi, I'm Naomi Jack, the Human Resources Manager. We plan to acquire the intellectual property of our invention, which will be the impermeable absorbent layer with the application of phospholipids from tobacco oil. Our factories will be located primarily in Eastern Asia, since the tobacco leaves will be produced in China and Japan. In the manufacturing process, the main technologies will be operated by workers, requiring screening and skills training, such as the Green Belt certification and machine operation by the Human Resources Management team. Greening will be targeted at the elderly in Sweden, where the elderly population is increasing. Also, Sweden is ranked third in the world's most green country, meaning the citizens are highly conscious of the environment.
Before starting our business, we will gather funds from crowdfunding, the Japan Finance Corporation, and private investors. In addition, we will work to acquire intellectual property. In the first year, we will sell Greenic in Stockholm, then expand the market to other European regions, including Italy and Germany, in the third year. In the fifth year, we will repay loan from the Japan Finance Corporation and expand the market to Japan and America.
Now I'll be talking about the future development of Greenic. As Greenic provides benefits to the consumers in the Swedish market and to the small-scale underrepresented farmers in China and Japan, Diapers will also foster international partnerships. Our product Greenic will succeed as an environmentally friendly adult diaper brand, suited to comfort and support the daily needs of its consumers. We will look to expand our factories into Western countries in roughly 5 to 10 years from the initial production. Diaper plans to further grow as an eco-friendly company through the manufacturing of personal hygiene products, such as toilet paper.
Thank you for watching, and we hope that you will help us develop Greenic to make the world more sustainable and provide aid to underrepresented smallholder tobacco farmers.
Greenic, find your eco-comfort.
According to the World Health Organization, 700 million people are expected to be displaced due to the effects of drought on agriculture. Over the 21st century, drought has become an increasingly prevalent problem due to climate change, drastically reducing the amount of arable land available in an already resource-constrained society. For example, many areas in Africa are not suitable for plant growth due to an ongoing salinization and desertification. Furthermore, Africa is not sufficiently equipped to industrialize agriculture effectively and possesses an extreme dry climate. The importance of crop yields and water usage efficiency becomes increasingly apparent after examining that many countries that suffer from food insecurity and lack clean water also suffer from the lack of arable land.
This is where Pectigrow comes in. Pectigrow is a pectin-based super absorbent polymer that incorporates tobacco, a novel product in the burgeoning agricultural SAP industry that will help significantly reduce the amount of water, fertilizer, and pesticide used by farmers today.
Agricultural SAPs have started to be implemented in areas such as South Asia, but have not been able to become commonly used in the United States due to two concerns: environmental impact and cost. Most SAPs currently available for agriculture are composed of polyacrylate. However, this poses a unique set of environmental concerns, as when polyacrylate degrades, it releases CO2, water, ammonia, and sodium salts. These last two products can speed up salinization in soils, a prevalent problem in dry areas. Additionally, there have been many concerns as to whether SAPs are affordable for commercial farmers. Pectigrow addresses both of these problems, making it a product primed to take advantage of the burgeoning SAP market in the United States, as well as creating a cost-effective solution for farmers.
SAPs are polymerized gel substrates that can absorb massive amounts of water, upwards of 300 times their weight. Pectin, a heteropolysaccharide, is a polymerizing agent found in many gelatin food products today. In nature, it is commonly found in the middle lamella of many cell walls, as well as in a mucilaginous layer that covers many desert plant seedlings. In both cases, pectin is responsible for the plant to keep in moisture in dry climates. As pectin is natural, not synthetic, it is biodegradable and does not leach any toxins into the soil like many of our competitors when it degrades. The chemical bonds responsible for pectin's easily polymerizable structure in nature are carboxyl and ester groups. This process of bond formation can be kick-started by the addition of methanol, which makes this process both affordable and effective. In addition, using methanol in order to help our product polymerize has an added benefit, as diluted methanol solutions have been shown to help increase crop yields by upwards of 30%. Pectin is also found in a wide variety of plants, including but not limited to apples, apricots, cherries, carrots, rose hips, and most importantly, citrus. Preliminary tests that our groups performed confirmed that it was possible to create one Pectigrow using only citrus peels, water, tobacco, and methanol. Tobacco is also an integral part of Pectigrow that gives their product a huge advantage and edge in the market today. Tobacco's nitrogen-rich properties have already made it a popular additive to many fertilizers and compost solutions. In addition, the nicotine present in tobacco acts as a natural pest repellent. As the tobacco and Pectigrow will be baked and crushed into a powder, it will be able to be suspended in the Pectigrow SAP, allowing for the continuous distribution of nutrients into the product over time. Most agricultural SAPs present in the market today do not have any nutrient source or natural pest repellent properties, giving our product an edge in the market even if other competitors show up as the market becomes more saturated in the future. Pectigrow will be applied once during its seedling stages in tandem with fertilizers, as does most agricultural SAPs today, to help the plant retain moisture during its most important developmental stage.
A concern that potential investors may have is that tobacco and nicotine could have adverse effects on the chemical composition of the soil. After all, nicotine is acidic. However, multiple studies published over the use of tobacco and cigarette waste as fertilizers have concluded that there are no adverse effects with using tobacco as part of a fertilizer. In fact, in all studies, nitrogen concentration increased greatly, and in a study regarding tomato plants, yield actually significantly increased. Furthermore, although there were slight decreases in organic carbon levels and the pH, none of these are significant enough to cause any detriments to the plant in all studies.
The agricultural market in the US is currently dominated by large companies with monopolies. This has made it harder for startups to enter the market and manufacture products at a competitive level without licensing the product to other companies. Seeking a licensing agreement with companies such as Scott's Miracle-Gro, which is a company that dominates the lawn and farming market in the United States, would help industrialize Pectigrow and cover the cost of marketing, manufacturing, and selling. Scott's Miracle-Gro also has an extensive history of partnering with small farmers to make their innovations into product lines such as TrueGreen, Bonnie Plants, and AeroGrow. Licensing would allow Pectigrow to receive up to 5 to 10% of all profits when our product is licensed to private investors and companies. With a Small Business Innovation Research Grant, Pectigrow would receive funding to begin production at a small scale. We can use this source of funding to begin small-scale production in our hometown of Las Vegas, where farmers have expressed interest due to the dry environment. Once our product has been developed, we can file a patent to expand to large-scale manufacturing. The filing fee for a patent would be $500, with a fee for a patent lawyer being $1,000 due to our simple design. One key benefit of Pectigrow is that it sources readily available materials at affordable prices and costs approximately $2.60 to produce 500 grams using commercial products. For the average commercial farm in the US with a size of 231 acres, it is recommended to use 50 kilograms of sap per hectare of land use. If saps are incorporated once a year in its growth stages, it'll cost farmers approximately $53,150 each year. When compared to the $200,000 spent each year by farmers on fertilizer, Pectigrow is an affordable product that can aid growth while reducing fertilizer and pesticide use.
The money from the SIBR grant will be used to help our company develop a successful proof of concept and market to local farmers so that we can secure a licensing agreement. Our funding will be broken into the following categories: 81% materials, 11% development, 4% marketing, and 4% extra costs. A majority of our funding will be used towards purchasing materials and developing our product. Several Las Vegas farmers that we have reached out to have already expressed interest in utilizing our product on small batches of their crops, which will help solidify the interest of investors and larger companies when pursuing further funding or a licensing agreement. Labor costs will be zero in our first year, as all production will be conducted by ourselves.
Pectigrow is the perfect product for aiding farmers in dry climates. By reducing the amount of water needed for crops and the additional benefits of reducing fertilizer and pesticide usage, Pectigrow provides an optimal product at a low price, which would benefit the production of crops in dry areas. And with your help, Pectigrow can revolutionize farming and aid otherwise neglected areas.
Smallholder tobacco farmers around the globe depend on selling tobacco leaves as their main source of income. But studies and journals completed by the World Health Organization, the University of Maryland, and Top Control point out that these farmers are currently financially struggling due to the predatory contracts in the fluctuating tobacco market.
Transnational tobacco companies utilize a direct contracting system which allows them to degrade the leaves the farmers produce, which hurts farmers financially, but benefits the company. These tobacco farmers desperately need a new source of income to keep them financially stable.
And that's where Clio comes in. We're a San Jose-based company that produces Topadco, a revolutionary soap that utilizes tobacco seed as its foundation. Tobacco seeds are commonly seen as an agricultural waste product, and multiple studies show that huge quantities of tobacco seeds are thrown out every year.
Additionally, tobacco seeds are rich in oil, have anti-aging properties, and don't contain nicotine. Topadco helps tobacco farmers as we source the seeds directly from the farmers, which provides them with another source of income that doesn't interfere with their sale of tobacco leaves.
How did you come up with your recipe and design for Topadco?
In order to produce tobacco, we first conducted several tests and corroborated findings from our research to help formulate the best recipe possible for our product. To ensure that our soap has good lather, texture, pH, and shelf life, we tested various soap-making oils and found that coconut and olive oils both balanced each other out and consistently gave the best results.
A soap is only good as its cleaning ability, and so we try to find the optimal amount of bentonite clay in a recipe in order to be cost efficient and effective. By effective, we mean in maximizing the amount of oil extracted by our soap, which benefits the user. After comparing various results from journals that calculated the efficiency of various methods of tobacco seed oil extraction, we found that the cold press was able to extract 93% of the oil content found on the seeds that contained 36.75% dry wood, which was higher than the other seed oil extraction methods.
In order to ensure that our soap can have a longer lifespan, we calculated and compared the surface area to volume ratio of various shapes based on the latherable surfaces to find the optimal shape. Our results showed that all the shapes had the same surface area when they had the same volume. So we then went on to choose the half-cylinder shape. This shape could be easily gripped in the palm of your hands, which provides the user with a more ergonomic experience.
Let me ask you a question. Did you make the soap? And if you did, what did you take away from it?
Short answer, yes. We first created 2 bars of tobacco using a scaled-down version of our modified recipe. However, to rewind a bit, before meeting to create our soap, we thought it'd be a good idea to first create a CAD render detailing each step of the production process. Here is the CAD render that we used. To summarize, we first poured the tobacco seeds into the feeder and cold pressed them into oil, which falls underneath. We then mixed this tobacco seed oil with other oils, coconut and olive, and the lye solution, lye and distilled water, to trigger the process of saponification. We then poured this mixture into our custom 3D printed half-cylindrical soap molds and let it cure.
Before we met to make the soap, we went over the necessary safety precautions for the COVID and lye to ensure our safety. Here are some pictures of us creating the soap. Some of the main takeaways would be that we could save time when producing tobacco if we split up into stations where each person is working on an aspect of the production so that the lengthier tasks are done simultaneously. We're also able to note what amounts of each ingredients we would use to produce 2 bars of soap, which helped us accurately modify the measurements for our recipe. In the end, our soap had a rich lather and texture and took 3 weeks to cure.
What makes Topadco unique from other soaps in the market?
There are several tobacco soap companies in the market at the moment, but these companies use tobacco for its essence in dried leaves or through its blossoms. Our product utilizes the excess seeds from farms, converting the seeds into oil and then into soap. This hasn't been done before in the market, which makes our product unique and attracts customers. Unlike other tobacco-based soaps, tobacco utilizes nearly every part of the tobacco plant, which minimizes waste and helps the environment.
Consumers will also find our soap more appealing than other soaps currently in the market, as it provides numerous benefits. Our soap utilizes distilled water to ensure maximum moisturization, comfort, and purity in our soap. Additionally, we tested and scaled the amount of bentonite clay in our recipe to ensure that each bar of soap was pushed to its limit to give the user a deeper, clean, and silky smooth skin. The tobacco seeds also contain anti-aging properties, which is another attraction to our soap.
The balancing of both coconut and olive oil gives our bar of soap a much better lather and texture and gives it an optimal pH. Our soap also holds a unique value in the market as it's a half cylinder, which aids in its ergonomic experience as it conforms to your face and hands.
Here is another interesting question to you. How are you planning to market your product?
Well, to start, tobacco is a consumer product, and we plan to base our marketing strategies off of that. First, we identified our target audience as people in the age range of 20 to 40 years old, who are generally more likely to try new things, according to the survey we conducted. To promote our product online, as well as our social presence, we plan to use social media like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube ads. Advertisements on these platforms have high audience engagement as well as click-through rates, which will allow our company's name and reputation to grow very quickly.
We also plan on polling customers online to further understand what they desire in their soap. This will give us a feedback in which we would modify the recipe of tobacco and make it more efficient. We also plan on reaching customers one-on-one by sending them various types of emails. For new customers, we plan on sending a product launch emails explaining our product and its benefits, and then following with promotional emails to make the customers feel exclusive with the discounts for buying in larger quantities or coupons for percentage offs. Our plan also utilizes loyalty programs to benefit the customer and expand our company's awareness in newer communities.
We also plan to sell tobacco online through our website and Amazon. This makes our soap more accessible to online shoppers around the world. The wholesale stores we are targeting are Target and Walmart. These wholesale stores are massive, as well as attract millions of customers all around the US.
How would you receive funding for tobacco?
For Clio to succeed financially, we will start by utilizing some of our saved up funds and then moving on to funds from families and friends. From there, we hope to do some crowdfunding to gather funds and spread the word about our product.
We hope to attract venture capitalists like Khosla Ventures and Sequoia Capital, who have made hundreds of successful investments. The partnership between our company and the aforementioned venture capitalists will allow us to gain their expertise and experience, ultimately allowing Clio to expand and make new connections.
And that's all for our video, and thank you for listening.
Hi there, this is Hima.
This is Angela.
And I'm Nia. So we recently formed a company called Topadco. Our eco-packaging company wants to put struggling tobacco farmers at the forefront of the new green packaging industry.
But first, let's talk about the problem that small tobacco farmers are facing. The decline in cigarette sales over the last 20 years is a public health triumph, but for Malawian and Zimbabwean tobacco farmers who have no other choices, the lack of revenue has devastating consequences. Globally, there is a disproportionate impact on the 1 million tobacco farmers in Africa. Malawi is a concerning case study as one of the largest bare leaf tobacco exporters in the world and one of the 5 poorest countries.
Meet Steve. Tobacco is his only means of livelihood. Most of the farmers in Malawi make less than $1 a day. By focusing on raw tobacco rather than finished products, they have very little negotiation when selling to tobacco companies. But many feel that tobacco farming is their only option. They are unable to cultivate other crops because the infrastructure is lacking, leaving some farmers in a situation where they must farm tobacco in order to avoid economic or food insecurity.
We learned about the plight of tobacco farmers through the Conrad Innovation Challenge and the Foundation for a Smoke-Free World. The foundation is investing in agricultural transformation initiatives to help repurpose tobacco farming. So, responding to this need, we formed Topadco. Topadco is an environmentally friendly solution that provides avenues for tobacco farmers to become stakeholders in an emerging and sustainable industry, eco-packaging. So, current materials that are used in packaging, such as plastics and styrofoams, pose a huge environmental problem, with about 8 million tons of plastic currently lying in the ocean. Styrofoam alone takes about 1,000 years to decompose, and this really does show the negative environmental impact that the current packaging industry has.
The global eco-packaging market is worth over $258 billion. Big corporations like Dell and IKEA support this move.
So, about 1 decade ago, the mushroom packaging concept exploded when researchers came up with the idea to harness the power of mushrooms to create as they destroy. All fungi, including mushrooms, grow long filamentous arms known as hyphae.
Hyphae release enzymes into the surrounding environment to digest and absorb the biomass. Hyphae contain a substance called chitin, and chitin is this glue-like biopolymer that organizes into nanofibrils, and they're what give the mushroom composites its firmness and structure. So what does all this mushroom stuff have to do with unused tobacco crops? Well, recently, a company, Ecovative, has mastered the technology to harness the growth properties of mushroom into packaging.
And therefore, we came up with the idea of using tobacco as a substrate for growing mushroom packaging.
Tobacco is a natural contender as a substrate for mushrooms. Agricultural experiments have shown that the whole tobacco plant, including the midribs, promote mycelial growth and have antimicrobial properties which can protect against contamination. Tobacco also has a lot of cellulose and nitrogenous content which promotes mycelial growth. Furthermore, it is locally sourced in big exporting countries.
We confirmed the properties of tobacco through proof-of-concept experiments conducted in our Floridian garage. This image summarizes the 14-day process of making tobacco. Using low-grade tobacco waste, we chopped it, shredded it, sterilized it, and then we mixed it with the necessary ingredients in order to inoculate the mycelium. Then we poured it into its special molds and waited for 7 days for it to dry. After that, we baked it solid. And then it turned out to a composite looking just like this on the right. And then our packaging also has several properties that are like styrofoam without having any of the environmental impact. After subjecting the biocomposite to several tests, such as like this hammer punch and dropping it from the stairs, we concluded that tobacco has really ideal elasticity, strength, and endurance. And as a plus, it's biodegradable and has a lot of versatile shapes that it can come into.
Here's how we expect tobacco to work. Our first phase, setting up a scientific pilot in Florida, is already underway. First, farmers will reach out to tobacco through established agricultural partners. Then we'll provide them with the training materials to learn about our brand. Mushroom warehouses are the manufacturing factories where tobacco mushroom packaging is made. They have all the equipment for making packaging like tobacco shredders, washing pots, and molds. For the commercial front, when e-commerce companies come to us as interested buyers in implementing mushroom-based packaging, we will work with them to design a 3D mold made from eco-friendly PET thermoform for the mushrooms. We'll send the mold to our mushroom warehouses to begin manufacturing. As for our marketing scheme, we've already developed a unique company logo and eye-catching branding imprint of a tobacco leaf and a mushroom spore that we hope to imprint on all of our products to serve as our trademark. We plan to market to companies who express interest in sustainability and humanitarian benefit. We've also performed a competitive analysis, and our main competitor is Ecovative Design, the commercial developer of mushroom eco-packaging in the US. Furthermore, they want to pass the torch of microcomposite technology, having licenses in Europe, the United States, and Asia. But other than South Africa, we feel that the African manufacturing market is wide open.
So now let's get into the nitty-gritties of financials. We know that it is a daunting task to set up a company internationally, but Malawi is where the need is. We hope to form alliances with local stakeholders, and our proof of concept pilot in Central Florida will cost about $3,000 to make. In order to make our prototypes, all the equipment except for the starter hood have been purchased using good faith lender investments. And 1 year after piloting, we hope to expand operations to Malawi, and we're looking forward to the opportunity to grow our initiative.
Thank you for listening to our pitch. If you have any more questions about the tobacco company business, feel free to contact us at topadco.ecopackaging@gmail.com. Thank you.
Considering that there are over 85 million Americans who experience menstruation, the problems of feminine hygiene have been neglected for far too long. Over 12 billion menstrual pads are discarded annually in the US, the majority being over 90% plastic, taking 800 years to decompose and containing chemicals harmful to the body. Their biodegradable alternatives are extremely inefficient at absorbing fluids because they lack the synthetic superabsorbent polymers, also known as SAP, found in normal pads, making them highly non-incentivizing.
By reflecting on our own lives and noticing the many compromises that were being made to produce these pads, we realized we needed to generate change to protect the world we cherish.
Hi, I'm Yuri.
Hi, I'm Emily, and we are the founders of Topadco, an innovative company that serves our society, economy, and environment with absolutely no compromises.
We've created an innovation that will eliminate the issues of existing menstrual technologies in a multi-purpose way. In bringing this product to life, we have to step back and ask ourselves several important questions. How do we help people around us deal with menstrual discomforts and unsustainabilities? Why do current products fail to reach their full potential, and is there a material more effective and meaningful than current ones being used? Our answer was tobacco, a novel yet promising absorbent material that demands repurposing in our society and economy. Tobacco needs repurposing because we can't eliminate it, as over 12,000 Americans depend on its cultivation as a means to get food on the table. So instead of using tobacco for the 150 billion cigarettes that are annually in the US that also cause 480,000 American deaths every year, we repurpose it to stimulate socioeconomic change by incorporating it into an innovative product.
Introducing the Topadco Pad, the world's first tobacco-based, biodegradable, ultra-thin menstrual pad. It is eco-friendly, absorbent through its biodegradable sap, and utilizes tobacco, tackling each of the problems we set out to solve. The first layer of the pad is the tobacco fiber-based perforated non-woven top sheet, bleached with body-friendly lemon juice and infused with aloe vera gel and mint extract to cool the body, regulate hormones, and reduce odor, inflammation, and non-essential bacteria. The second layer of the pad is the tobacco fiber-based airlaid paper that draws in liquid from the top sheet to prevent the pooling of fluids that leads to discomfort. Using tank-redded tobacco fibers will make our pad incredibly effective, as tobacco has a low 18.9% lignin content, making it more absorbent than current materials. We can also ensure that there is no nicotine in these fibers by extracting it and measuring its levels through boiling and chromatography.
The third layer is the absorbent core with biodegradable sap embedded within tobacco fiber-based airlaid paper to maximize absorbency. Our sap is derived from modified tobacco starch, which has proven feasible with various plant starches. This sap with the absorbent airlaid paper will ensure the user feels no discomfort. The fourth layer is the laminated non-woven backsheet, composed of 3 non-wovens with a hydrophobic finish to repel moisture and a water-based adhesive on the bottom so the pad can stick to undergarments. This prevents leaking of any fluids and shifting of the pad when in use, ensuring cleanliness and comfort. Each pad is then wrapped with a tobacco starch and glycerin bioplastic release paper that keeps the pad unexposed, allowing the adhesive to maintain function until use.
Unlike the Topadco Pad, other pads on the market today all make compromises, whether that be to the user or the environment. The most popular menstrual product is always pads, which contain many harmful chemicals and are almost made entirely from plastic materials. Biodegradable alternatives like nature care pads are heavily criticized by their users as irritating and itchy, with the fluid staying on top and feeling wet. Pads like ones from Topadco try to alleviate menstrual discomforts, but they aren't absorbent enough because they lack sap. Contrastingly, the Topadco Pad is revolutionary in that it recognizes its full potential to be simultaneously biodegradable, sap-utilizing, absorbent, cooling, and comfortable while repurposing tobacco, making it truly one of a kind.
Through our pad's uniqueness, Topadco will find success in the US feminine hygiene market, expected to be worth over $4.6 billion in 2025. Market analyzers deem today as the perfect time to introduce new products like the Topadco Pad as we keep up with every trend of the market. The Topadco Pad is an ultra-thin sanitary pad, the most popular type of feminine hygiene product in the market today. There's also been a rise in the disposable income of middle-class citizens, the majority of the market's consumers, allowing them to become more conscious of the quality of their menstrual products. Two prevalent restraints on the market's growth are the health and environmental issues and concerns caused by current feminine hygiene technology. Because of all these factors, Topadco is exactly what the US feminine hygiene market and its consumers are looking for. Within this market, our targeted audience is everyone who experiences menstruation regardless of gender, who especially value the quality, affordability, and sustainability of their products. We will connect with them through social media, collaborating with anti-smoking foundations, and sponsoring influencers like Safiya Nygaard. So with over 57 million pad users reachable in the US, the potential success of Topadco is very high.
In beginning our road to healthy change, we will raise funds through Family and Friends seed funding, various private grants, the SBIR program, accelerator programs, and crowdfunding. These opportunities provide over $460,000 of potential funding, which can support the cost of operating and launching our business. Topadco's launch will be separated into 3 distinct phases. Our first phase entails the initial market analysis and research and development process. We will then move to our second phase, our launch with the standard distribution-based business model. Level 0 of this model involves shipping domestically. Next, at level 1, we will push our product to department stores and expand to international audiences. During our third phase, we will release new products and variants for our consumers. Our expected units produced and sold yearly are as shown. So by selling boxes of 35 pads at $14.99 each, our net income will increase exponentially from our third year, reaching profitability at a standard time of 4 years and 8 months after launch.
By then, Topadco will have made an extraordinary impact in both our society and economy, with over 1,320,000 tobacco plants repurposed in our first year alone, sparking the shift of using tobacco from harmful substances like cigarettes to beneficial ones like the Topadco Pad, an innovation that does not kill lives but change them for the better.
With Topadco, we will revolutionize not only the feminine hygiene industry, but also challenge tobacco's bad reputation and prove its potential to serve a healthy purpose. As the founders and entrepreneurs behind Topadco, we can promise that we will not make a single compromise in providing a product meaningful to our society, economy, and environment. It no longer has to be one way or another.
We're confident that Topadco will inspire positive change in both industries and individuals, and we hope that you'll join us as mentors in our journey in repurposing for a better and brighter smoke-free world.